Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Gardenstategrowing, and boy do I have a very exciting video for today. It's going to be a quick video, hopefully, but a very exciting video. Now, in the last mushroom experiment video I did, producing these bags by Nearby Naturals, now I want to clear up some confusion. I'm not selling these bags. I'm not selling anything. I don't sell anything. The only thing I do is make videos that maybe sometimes someone can glean like a little education out of it and watch me have fun doing it. But I don't sell anything. So you can stop asking me to, ship you mushroom blocks. So I'm bringing you in now because it is April 19th today. I started these blocks about a week and a half ago, I believe. And I wanted to show you their progress right now. When I did the setup of these blocks, I completely removed the shiitake mushrooms from its bag and placed it on a baking rack and a cookie sheet, and my wife was really mad at me. So I'll explain this in 1 second. But then we have the King Trumpet mushrooms, or the King Oyster mushrooms. And these are doing marvelous, but I did not remove the entire bag. All I did was fold down the edges to about 4 inches above the medium, and that was good enough to create a humid environment. If I saw it was drying out a little bit too much, I would just kind of close it in a little bit, and that seemed to have really worked for me. Where's my phone? Let me take some sexy mushroom pictures. Okay, as you can see from those pictures, those mushrooms are doing absolutely fantastic. They are doubling, sometimes tripling in size every single day. I do go around, I hit it with my mister about 5 times a day. Whenever I see that the plastic on the side is starting to get dry and the humidity is going to start to drop. So now let's move on to the shiitake mushrooms that I was growing. And I'll remove this lid. With the shiitake mushrooms, I removed it from the complete bag. I put it on a baking sheet with the rack to keep it off the ground so the bottom didn't get soaked. And I was coming around, 5 times a day and really hitting this hard. I mean, I was doing 5, maybe 6, 7 times a day. I was hitting it hard. And I guess the humidity in my house is just extremely dry. I don't have a humidity sensor in my house. That's locked. To let me know what the humidity is in the house. So what I did was just a simple remedy. It remedied 2 things at once. One, I got the mushrooms off my wife's cooking rack and baking sheet, and I have this lid. I picked it up at Home Depot. I think it was $5. It comes with this nice lid that has raised ribs on it, so it's keeping the block off of the ground. And then it has this nice lid. And this is going to help me control the humidity a lot better for these mushrooms. I'm still going to have to come around 5, 6 times a day, but I won't be soaking the mushrooms. What I am going to be doing is I'm just going to be taking the spray bottle and I'm going to be layering the inside of this and then maybe give this a good misting over. And then I'm going to place the lid back on top. I think this is going to help me with my humidity issues. And it may even raise the temperature up in the house a little bit. We do keep it quite chilly in my house. It's not that big of a deal for me, but maybe for these guys, I'm not exactly sure. But if you look in the front, I drilled 2 holes and I put one on the side and I plan on putting another one on this side and 2 more in the back. But the battery on my drill gun went dead. I just used my Ryobi cordless with the hole saw blade on it, and that worked just fine. Because you have to remember, while mushrooms do like humidity, they do need consistent airflow. You would never want to put a fan on a mushroom. That would be way too much. But maybe a fan all the way on the other side of the room in the corner or something like that just stirs up the air a little bit. They do need some oxygen flow. So if I were to not drill these holes in here, all the air in there would become stagnant. It would become terrible to grow mushrooms in. And you would never be able to do it. Well, my wife just walked in the door, so I'm going to talk to her for a little bit, and then we'll get back. All right, so where were we before I was so rudely interrupted? I mean, since my wife came home, my beautiful wife, and we got to talk for a little bit and talk about our days, and it was wonderful. So I forgot to take sexies of these mushrooms. So let me get my phone out again and get the dog hair off my mushroom. And I think this one I'm just gonna do like a video flyby. What do you say? What do you think? I think that'll be fantastic. Alright, so did you ever wonder why I chose the mushrooms that I chose to do this grow? Well, it's very simply, well, the lion's mate that is not here yet, that will be here soon. The king trumpet and the shiitake are two of my favorite mushrooms. At least what's usually culinary available in local farmers markets or supermarkets. A lot of times I have to go to H Mart, which is an Asian food store that if I want to get specialized mushrooms like my wood ear mushrooms or my enokis or my Shiitake mushrooms. As far as being commercially available, I can find shiitakes at my local farmers market or in my local supermarket fairly easily. Not so much the king trumpet. That is a specialized mushroom I probably have to go to H Mart to get. But right here is one of my favorites. It's one of those mushrooms that has a distinct flavor. Like if you put a shiitake mushroom in your dish, you know you're eating shiitakes. A lot of times if you put just button mushrooms or cremini mushrooms or any other kind of portobello mushroom, people will eat it and they'll say, yeah, well, I know it's a mushroom, it's a good mushroom, but I couldn't tell what type of mushroom it is. When you're eating shiitakes, you usually know, like Shiitakes, they have a distinct, beautiful, nutty, woody, acorny kind of flavor to them. And the beauty of it is what you can do. A lot of times shiitake mushrooms can go from anywhere to $6 to $10 to $12 a pound. And you have to buy the stem. If you get caught ripping off the stem, you get in trouble. So here's the thing. You can pick up, like, say, half a pound of button mushrooms. Basically have almost no flavor. Add some decent texture to a meal. They do taste good, don't get me wrong, but nothing distinct about them. And then all you have to do is throw in maybe 5 or 6 shiitakes. And those shiitakes will release those flavors through that entire plate. And you will get this gorgeous smelling mushroom. It's like when you walk into the kitchen, you're gonna know someone is cooking mushrooms. Now, as far as nutrition wise, I believe it is, alright, so shiitakes are 90% water, 7% carbohydrates, 2% protein, and 1% fat. That's a really good recipe right there for weight loss, for health. Now, speaking of health, I am a firm believer in mushrooms having medicinal benefits. I just watched too many things and listened to too many guys. I guess I drank the Kool-Aid when it comes to mushrooms. Did you know that the largest organism in the entire world is a mushroom? Yeah, it's a mushroom. It's a honeycomb mushroom up in Oregon in a national park, I believe. And don't quote me on it, but I think it covers close to 180 acres or something like that. And they know it's the same mushroom because they've done DNA tests all around the actual fungus. They did DNA tests and it had the identical DNA. It's pretty amazing right there how big that organism is. Alright, so that's it for the shiitake mushroom. I believe it has medicinal effects. I believe it is a healthy thing to eat. I love them. They add so much flavor. There's so many things you can do with them. And then let's move on to the king mushroom. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen the adult king trumpet or king oyster mushroom. I'll try to find a picture and I'll throw it up there so you can see that. But we favor for these mushrooms differently than we do for other mushrooms. Like the shiitakes, we go for the caps. That's what we want. For the king oyster or the king trumpet, what we want is the stem. Now what you can do with that mushroom is you can slice that stem, and trust me, when it comes time to harvest these and cook these, I'm gonna show you, you can slice that stem real thin. You can saute it up in a dry pan, add a little butter, salt, and pepper, layer it with some mozzarella, some fresh tomatoes, and make like a mushroom caprese. You can do so much with this. You can use it as a hamburger bun, and by slicing it, you can add it as a topping for your mushroom, you know, whatever. But trust me, these gigantic mushrooms that are 2 inches around and 4 to 5 inches tall are just amazing to eat. And then I can't wait for you guys to see that lion's mane when that comes in. So okay, that is where I'm going to end this video right now. I have really nothing more to say. I mean, I do, but I want to save it for the final video where I harvest these and I get them set up for their second flush. If you don't know what a second flush is, on most mushroom blocks, there's enough energy in these blocks to do this all over again. So after I harvest all the mushrooms off, I will put it through a series of, I gotta read their instructions again. Usually it's drying the block out and this and that, so I'll find out. And then you could do it all over again, and of course the second time you're not going to get nearly as many mushrooms as you did the first time, but usually it's still worth going through it. I don't have the bag anymore from this one because I completely tore it off, so I'm going to have to figure something out to do with that. So that's it. I love you. If you did like this content, hit that like button. If you want to see more about these mushrooms and my garden and my adventures through New Jersey, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, ring a ding ding. And I love you, and I'll see you on the next episode.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting strong.
I already called not helping.
Call not helping?
No. I call ignoring you.
I've been